hospital. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, what day did you meet with him?
26th of January, 2010.
When you met with him, how was he doing at that point?
He was in the hospital bed. I interviewed him. He had no problem answering questions.
Jack, lack of foundation.
Hold on. With him, he was answering my questions. Rephrase.
When you were interviewing Mr. Keetley, did he appear to understand the questions that you were asking him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he appear lucid?
No, ma'am.
What do you mean he did not appear to be lucid?
He had no problem answering my questions. I mean, he was coherent.
All right. Maybe I asked it incorrectly.
Okay.
Did he appear to be coherent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you were interviewing him, did you explain to him why you were there?
Yes, ma'am. I explained that I was a case detective who was going to be investigating his case, the robbery.
Was Mr. Keetley, was he able to provide you with a detailed statement at that time as to what happened to him back on January 23rd of 2010?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you?
You want the whole statement or you just want a synopsis?
Give us a synopsis and then I'll ask you some more detailed questions.
Okay. Synopsis was he was selling ice cream out of the ice cream truck in the area of known as Old Sun City, which is south of Ruskin, Florida. He noticed the car had pulled up behind him, honking the horn. So he stopped thinking they wanted to buy some ice cream. He stated a light-skinned black female, very well dressed, got out and asked him how much was a soda. So he told him that at that time he noticed that a black male had gotten into his truck armed with a weapon, covered, face was covered, and he had on knit gloves. Didn't notice another black male, and he also had the gun and also had his face covered, wearing knit gloves. He asked him not to steal his truck. He said, "We're not there to steal your truck." One of them, the black male, shot him, and then they fled in what he described as a a Skylark or Buick Century. And they went, witnesses said they went south on Highway 41 towards Manatee County.
So he has described 3 suspects, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
One of them was a black female.
Yes, ma'am.
Jack, leading, counsel testifying.
I'll sustain, don't lead the witness.
The information that Mr. Keetley provided to you in the hospital, did you have the opportunity to also review description information that he provided to first responders?
That's correct.
Was it consistent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did an alert go out, a BOLO, a be on the lookout, go out immediately after the crime had been taken place on January 23rd of 2010?
There was a
Jack,
written.
may we approach the bench?
Sure.
Retired Detective Nolan, I believe I asked you whether or not you had previously familiarized yourself with the first responding reports that were done in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to interviewing Mr. Keetley, did you acquaint yourself and review all of the supplements that were done by the first responding deputies?
Yes, ma'am.
And you yourself conducted your own detailed interview of Mr. Keetley at the hospital, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the information, the initial descriptions that Mr. Keetley provided to those first responders?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you see whether or not a be on the lookout BOLO, as what it's commonly referred to, was put out as an alert by those first responding deputies?
I don't remember if they put out an alert. I don't remember that.
Okay. Did you yourself put out an alert?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What type of an alert did you put out?
I put out a written alert, which is distributed to what you call Zone 5, which is 5 counties. And they get our alerts. I also put out a statewide alert through our communications.
Okay. Prior to putting out your alert to this 5-county wide
Zone 5. Mm-hmm.
Zone 5, did you put in the descriptions that were provided by Mr. Keetley?
Yes.
And I want to take this one description at a time. Let's start with the black female. What was the description provided by Mr. Keetley and provided in your alert to the other zones, those 5 counties?
Yes, ma'am. The black female was described as a black female in her 20s, 5'10" in height, weighing approximately 200 pounds, with a large belt. She had a medium complexion, shoulder length, curly black hair, and brown eyes. Was last seen wearing a tan jacket, tan pants, and a white T-shirt.
And was all of that information provided to you from Mr. Keetley?
When I interviewed him, I had a written alert, and I went over the alert with him, and he agreed to what I had in the alert.
Now I want to ask about the 2 black male suspects. What was the description of the person that he believed was the shooter, the one with the gun?
Well, they both had guns.
They both had guns.
Okay. The second suspect, the shooter, was described as the black male, 20 to 25 years of age, 5'10", 165 pounds, with a thin build. He was medium complexion, brown eyes. He's wearing a black T-shirt, black ski mask, and had on black knit gloves.
And what about the third subject, the third armed black male subject?
Third suspect was described as a black male, unknown age, 5'7" in height, weighing approximately 215 pounds, with a large belt. He had medium complexion, brown eyes. He was last seen wearing blue-green flannel shirt and a black ski mask.
Did your alert also contain details about the vehicle that they were seen in?
Yes, ma'am. The vehicle was described as a 1990s white Buick Century. In the deputy's report, he also said Skylark, 4-door with dark tinted windows and 2 small donut spare tires. And I got a photograph of a car similar, and I put that in the alert.
And you said that was distributed to multiple counties, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
As your role as a follow-up investigator, what else did you do in this particular case?
I investigated since the car was seen fleeing south on 41. I contacted the Palmetto Police Department, Manatee County Sheriff's Office, to see if they had any similar robberies, which turned negative. They were negative.
What else did you do in this case?
I received calls from Mr. Keetley about some information that he received.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about that in a second.
Okay.
Was there any sort of latent investigation, fingerprints, DNA, stuff of that nature that was done in this case?
Yes, ma'am. They're all negative.
And in this case, would the victim's description of these both armed men wearing gloves, would that be surprising for you as to negative for fingerprints?
Yes, correct.
Other than the victim that was bleeding, were there any descriptions ever given of any of those black males that entered into his van of being injured in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now I want to talk to you about those phone conversations. Do you remember approximately how many times you received some phone calls from Mr. Keetley after your initial interview of him in the hospital on January 26th of 22?
There was approximately 3 to 4 phone calls.
Tell us about those 3 to 4 phone calls that you received.
He would call me and tell me that during his route selling ice cream, that the word on the street, they were Mexican males who did the robbery who shot him.
I want to stop you right there. He, at that point, told you that he was back working. Is that correct? He's back on his ice cream route?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when he said that word on the street, was he able to ever provide you with a witness for you to talk to when he called you?
No, ma'am.
Other than word on the street, he provided you with no eyewitness?
Object, leading, counsel testifying.
Rephrase it.
based on the phone conversations that you had with Mr. Keetley, were you ever provided with an eyewitness that you could actually interview?
No, ma'am.
Were you actually provided with a witness that overheard Mr. Keetley making statements?
No, ma'am.
Did he ever give you the name of a witness and an address?
No, ma'am.
Now, you said that he had, at that point when he was talking about this word on the street, that he had said, what was the ethnic background of the people who had robbed him? What was the word on the street?
Mexican males.
Okay. Did you express any concern with him once he said that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did you state to him at that
I
point?
told Mr. Keetley that changing the description of the suspects will most likely hurt this case. Since you gave me black males and a black female, now you're telling me they're Mexican males.
Did at any point in any of those conversations, did Mr. Keetley indicate to you that he in fact wanted to change his description of who was involved in his case?
I don't know if he did or not, ma'am.
Okay. Did he, would you have changed, would you have made a supplement to your police report if the victim in a case had stated that he wanted to change the description?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you do that in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you said that there were how many phone conversations?
Possibly 3 to 4.
3 to 4. And any of those 4 conversations, did he provide you with the name of an actual witness for you to talk to?
No, ma'am.
Based on those 3 to 4 conversations that he had with you, was there anything for you to be able to follow up with any sort of latent investigation?
He might have gave me a couple of nicknames, which I did some follow-up, but nicknames are hard to find the real person who the nickname belongs to. If a person comes in contact with law enforcement and they give a nickname and the real name, that information is put into the computer. So if I run a nickname, that name is going to pop up. None of the names that he gave me, and I don't remember who they were, never came up.
Okay. And so you don't remember what those nicknames were, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you write any sort of supplement to document what those nicknames were?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Would you have done that if you had gotten anything as a lead based on a nickname?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time we pass the witness.
Good afternoon.